Welcome back to Let's Play Darkest Dungeon. I'm your host, Timepants, and today I am coming to you from the United States. Yes, I have made it home, and I'm very happy to be back. And to commemorate my return to a culture of violence and gross material excess, I'm going to the Warrens, and I'm bringing the heat. Yes, Dismas is coming with us, and he's gonna be shooting the bad mans. So, let's get started. It has been a good long while since I have played, so I am not quite in the mood to take a lot of risks. That said, I think we should pack pretty... Yeah, I think we should pack pretty heavily. I was gonna say we should pack light, but no. No, I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that this mission is a success. We are, again, going for an ancestral trinket. Let's see. I am going to skimp on the last stack of torches, though. Okay, there we go. Will it go well? Will it go poorly? I don't know. But I'm very excited to be playing again. Like I said, it's been a long while. I'm sorry for repeating myself. And yeah, I came back to the US about 3 days ago, but this has been the first time that I've really felt kind of motivated to do something. I don't know if you've ever traveled internationally before, but yeah, I've been feeling kind of weak and listless. It's basically just the effects of jet lag, and I'm now realizing that I could have absolutely brought one more stack of torches because we are going to be emptying one of our firewood here. Let's see, just to make sure we burn off as much stress as we possibly can, let's go ahead and feast. That's going to leave us in a little bit of a tricky spot, but we should be okay here. Let's see, restring crossbow, clean guns, battle trance, and sharpened spear? Yeah, why not? And then you will do nothing. And let's pray we don't get ambushed. We've been getting ambushed quite a lot, but yeah, we got lucky here. So let's get rolling. Now, there's something that I was very excited to hear about, and that was that the new Darkest Dungeon expansion or content update was previewed at PAX, and while I didn't go to PAX because I am both poor and antisocial, I was very pleased with what I heard. Ooh, this is an interesting prospect right off the bat. Who gets it? I am thinking Dismas? What do you say? Dismas? Or Brenon. I like Dismas because he's going to start with point-blank shot, so he might be able to take out an enemy before they're able to present a problem. And so if we can have a 3-on-2 situation, that would be great. And honestly, this is about as good a start as we could ask for. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do here? Well, we could try and mark the Swinotar, or we could try and take down the riffraff here in the back. Or we could do a little bit of both. I mean, not mark, but we could start working on the back rows here. This is tricky. Yeah, the protection score obviously is something to be concerned about. I think we work on the back. I hope I don't regret this. That's nice, though. That's actually probably as good a start as you could ask for. So she's gonna, hit. Hopefully we get a bleed, and a point-blank shot would be an excellent start here. Boom. Alright. So, we have a good start here, if not a great one. But now he is going to... Oh, okay. So, he's in the back row now. Let's see, can we get a kill? Maybe? Yes. Alright, so, as I was saying... Oh, right, and the crit destroys that here. So, we could do a Wicked Hack, and then we could try and clear out the front here. Or we could try and get a stun. that is a very high stun resist. So I'm going to say probably that's not going to happen. We need to get a hit here. Grape Shot Blast would do it. Perfect. Alright, so as I was saying before I interrupted myself repeatedly, yeah, there was some interesting news out of PAX. Obviously, one of the things that I heard was that the boss that was demoed, and I did say boss and not bosses, so I don't know if we'll only be getting a single boss with the expansion, or content update, but, let's see here. Clear out the room battles, so this is the way to go. So, yeah, there's still a question of how many bosses this content update's going to launch with, but the more interesting news that I have repeatedly interrupted myself getting to is this. Apparently, there was only a 30% success rate with the players who demoed the Cove at PAX, which, for those of you keeping track at home, is a low number. So that's pretty exciting. Now, obviously, you know, some of the people who played at PAX probably were people who have never played Darkest Dungeon before, so obviously, you know, they're not going to be as proficient as somebody who has been playing since the very beginning. I'm talking about myself. But even so, like, even with that, I did not mean to do that. Was that... what the hell? Yeah, you know, guys, I'm kind of a veteran. I've been playing since the beginning. What did I just do? I'm an idiot. But yeah, obviously, yeah, there's some context that needs to be given to that particular statistic. And yes, of course, it should be noted that for basically everybody playing, it was their first time actually playing the new content update, so you know they didn't have a very clear expectation. It should also be noted, of course, that you know these people playing. I'm gonna ditch the firewood. You know, I'm feeling good about this. These people playing were not playing with their own characters, so they were probably a little bit more easygoing, a little bit more cavalier about taking risks. So yeah, of course, we need to consider that in context as well. But all of that said, it sounds like the Cove is quote-unquote the hard dungeon, and that should be an exciting prospect for everybody. This is not great, not terrible, but not great. Let's see. Oh, that was a bit dumb. But I guess we just roll with it and start working on this guy back here. Yeah, I think we can be happy with that. We probably should have marked him. And a stun on the front would be just beautiful. Can we get it? Alright, so far this dungeon has been going pretty well. Now, I am sure that any of you who have been watching the series with any regularity, of course I'm referring to my mother and my therapist, that the past few runs have been, well, not, I don't want to say terrible, because I think that's a bit disingenuous, but perhaps not as smooth as they might have been in the past. We've had a lot of issues with characters running all the way up. Oh my goodness. Huh. I completely forgot that we had his the gunslinger's belt. Whoops. Yeah, you probably remember that, yeah, things have been a little bit rough recently. We have been struggling with keeping stress below 100. Well, that's very fortunate. We have been struggling a bit with keeping characters alive, although perhaps not to as great an extent as perhaps some of the other worries that we might have had. But yeah, we've had a bit of a rough go of it, and you know that's fine. I do believe, I mentioned in the previous episode that one of the things that we were told in one of the more recent content updates was that, yeah, they understand that some people are a little bit irate. I think we go like so. Yeah. Let's just quickly check. Ooh, I am glad we did. Yeah, some people have been a little bit irate with some of the changes that have been made to the game, and perhaps understandably so, since some of the old ways of playing, where basically you just had the enemy conveyor belt and you just killed the front two over and over and over again with massive damage. No, I'm sorry, we're not loaded out for this. I'm not going to risk it. But if things go really well, we might come back for it. Alright? That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, people maybe felt a little bit betrayed that, you know, they supported the game for a long time and all of a sudden things headed in a direction that they don't entirely like or aren't entirely comfortable with. I get it. I get it. It's an understandable sentiment, and yeah, you can kind of see why you can kind of see why people might be a little bit perturbed by that. Actually, I think we take this guy out here. Oh, and no corpse. Beautiful. Yeah, I can understand why people might be a little bit salty about the way things have gone with some of the more recent updates. Corpse and Hound was not entirely popular, and I don't know if I would say understandably so, because I think there was a lot going on there. For instance, the Arbalest has been vastly, ouch, has been, I mean, the Arbalest's very design is sort of predicated on the idea that, you know, you have to play around, oh, heal received as well, right? That you have to play around the, you have to play around corpses, or rather that corpses are sort of, sort of a major element of the game, and to get a lot of the use out of an Arbalest, corpses must exist. Like, they have to be, they have to be a part of the design, because otherwise this is very bad. Because otherwise, you know, what's really the incentive to bring a character that mostly attacks the back rows? A lot of the Plague Doctor's design was given a lot of focus with the ability to stun the back two much more reliably, now that, you know, corpses are there to keep them from getting pushed forward. So yeah, there's a lot of design there that I think, I think we should be, I think that's okay. We should be kind of appreciative of, because yeah, it has brought some much needed variety, I think. Really, another Swinotar, huh? Alright, how are we gonna do this? I think, well, last time, what did we do? Last time we tried to kill absolutely everything before getting to the Swinotar, and considering our stress is not that bad, I think we let these stressors live. I think we focus exclusively on the Swinotar and we just try and bring it down, because our health right now it's in a bad way. Yeah, our health is not really looking too good right now. Although, we might take this opportunity to heal. Maybe. I would have liked a crit. Maybe we should have even gone for the outside chance of a stun, but I think we're okay. Vampiric spirits. Well, it's the coolest disease. That's not devastating, not terribly deleterious, but obviously we're not thrilled to have it. I hope and pray. Ooh, well, prayer answered. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're going to take a little bit more stress here because we did sort of opt to let these guys live, and honestly, I am perfectly content with that decision. Yeah, I think we can heal and expect to get 2 kills with these guys. That's actually, that stress is kind of starting to add up. I don't think it's bad, but I'm not happy about it. But yeah, I like, as I have said now repeatedly, I like Corpse and Hound. I think it has been, yeah, a very positive addition to the game overall. I think it's brought a lot of new and interesting ideas, and yeah, I'm happy with the direction that the game has been heading. But that said, I think that I can never remember the proper name of the content update that's going to add the Cove. I think it's the Ones from Below or something like that. That I think they have an opportunity here. Ooh. Well, let's see who's going to get it. We could try to get rid of some of these. I mean, she just has a lot of bad stuff. I think we try and burn it off of her. But yeah, I do feel like there's a lot of opportunity. That's fine. That is fine. I don't even know what it is, but sure. Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity to make good with the new content update. I would like to see protection scores reduced for a lot of the monsters. I mean, something like every single combat is a Swinotar. Huh, that's interesting. Stumbling Scratch. That must be a new skill, because before this, I think he's only had Sacrificial Stab. This is very bad, though. This is actually terrible. How are we going to get rid of this guy in the front row? I do not have a good answer for that. This is actually really bad. Okay, he has a speed of 3. 6, 9, 2. Well, I think we just take this opportunity to mark, and then we're going to need a kill. Ooh. We're going to need a kill. And I don't know if we can get it. It's going to have to be a crit. 9% chance of a crit. Compared to 24 here. Woof. Alright, what about this? We have a 7% chance to crit. You know what? I think we just go after the Swinotar here again. Eldritch Pull could be terrible. Thank goodness. Actually, I think she has... Oh, I thought she had a quirk that made her ability to dodge worse. Actually, we could try Yup. It's a long shot, but we could try it. Oh, no. Okay, that's actually really bad. Trot Retreat, fortunately, that was the best possible outcome. But yeah, we have to focus fire on this guy, because I have just a horrible feeling that whatever comes next is going to be really bad for us. Okay, good. We just need a couple more solid hits, and I think we're in good shape. Eldritch Push is fine, because, yeah, even if he is back here, I think he's going to have access to every skill. Wow. That was really, really lucky. I don't know why the damage was so low. That's interesting. But yeah, as I was saying, I would like to see damage, sorry, not damage, protection scores for enemies mostly reduced across the board. Primarily because, yeah, I did mention this before. It makes critical hits seem much less valuable. It makes them feel much less solid, and you know, I believe, as I said before, when I talked about this, you know, there is a mechanical there's a mechanical message to critical hits in this game. You know, they are supposed to well, that's unfortunate. They are supposed to connote stress relief, not only for the characters but for you as a player. There's actually there's actually some mechanics as metaphor there. And if you know if your character is getting stress relief off of a 5 damage crit or something like that, I mean that that metaphor is not really transferring from the game to you as a player, right? You're not experiencing the same kind of relief that that supposedly your characters are. So, yeah, I would like to see that reevaluated a little bit. I have no idea if it actually will be, but they did in a recent recent patch, they did address the protection scores somewhat, and I think it was a welcome change. I really do. Oh, good. Yeah, I think it was a welcome change. I'd like to see more of it. Yeah, I'd like to see more of that being done. Corpses, I think, are, like I said, a fantastic and very thoughtful mechanic, but whereas, yeah, corpses add a lot of depth to the game in terms of how you address a specific fight, like we have against the Swinatars here. I don't think protection does in the same way. Now, I know that protection was supposed to be an indirect buff to... that's annoying. It was supposed to be an indirect buff to dot effects and dot attacks. Unfortunately, they're still just such hot garbage. I can't see a purpose behind it. I don't really feel like what they were going for, I don't feel like it has actually worked out for them. I think it was a nice experiment. It was a really good try to get people to start using those dot effects, but I think if you are going to try and address the overall ineffectiveness of dots, I think you have to actually address the dots themselves. I think you have to, and I know this is not something that Red Hook probably particularly enjoys doing, but I think you do have to buff them. I think you do just have to look at them and admit that they are not strong enough for the game in its current state, and just, well, stress relief, okay. And yeah, just basically make a call and say, yeah, we need to improve these. I do like the idea of dot effects getting gradual, like their damage ramping up gradually over time. Now, that needs to be considered pretty carefully because one more? Hopefully just one more. Yeah, I mean, that does need to be considered carefully, because if you as a player get caught by a dot effect and you don't have the particular consumable or a character in your party that can remove that dot, well, that presents a significant risk. If that damage is ramping up over time, I mean, that can turn a possibly successful run into a complete and unmitigated disaster. But isn't that kind of fun? Like, I don't know. I feel like the game is at its most interesting when you're playing rocket tag with the enemy. When damage values are fairly high, I think there's a lot more interesting possibility there. Now, this isn't to say that I think that every single battle should be a damage race. I mean, obviously that was something that they were trying to address, and I think for the most part successfully addressed with Corpse and Hound. by, yeah, trying to make enemies a little bit beefier. I think that was overall quite successful. And you know, there are some certain battles, like for instance, yeah, against the how do we want to do this? I think we heal. Yeah, there are some battles against, for instance, the bandits that are basically, I mean, those are designed to be sort of an endurance challenge. The protection score of the bandit 8-pounder is deliberately quite high, and I think that's fine. I think that's fine design. But when you are getting into a situation like you have with the Warrens, where, you know, it seems like every single battle is against one of these super tanky enemies with incredibly high resistance, it kind of devalues that strategy because it just makes it so common. And yeah, it basically places you in a situation where, you know, you are fighting against the RNG to a large extent, and that's fine. I mean, that is perfectly legitimate design, and I think it's worked quite well for Darkest Dungeon so far. But I think you run a risk of, when you make battles into these long slogging grinds, that you are subjecting the player to a higher number of RNG rolls over a long enough duration. You know, you are going to get those. The player's going to find themselves in a situation where, you know, things just don't break their way, and there's just a bad RNG result that can result in people dying, can result in party wipes. Because I think what is kind of important to keep in mind. Ooh, I may have made a big mistake there. I think what's important to keep in mind in Darkest Dungeon with regards to the RNG is that a really lucky break. I'm an idiot. A really lucky break can oh gosh, that's really unfortunate. A really lucky break can result in your party getting like a successful kill on an enemy that it needs to kill. But a really unlucky break can completely jeopardize a run, as we just saw. So yeah, I think it's very important to consider that when you ramp up enemy protection scores as high as they have, you know, you are basically, you're subjecting the player to a lot more possibilities for, yes, the lucky enemy killing crit or something like that, but also you're subjecting them to a much higher possibility of a party wiping, like a party wiping negative occurrence. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. But it's definitely something that I feel wasn't considered properly when this new when all the protection scores were implemented. I don't think it was properly considered that, you know, you are going to change the way that some battles are approached, for instance, using dot effects, but all of those really slow the battle down. Even if you're using dot effects properly, you are really slowing the battles down. You're adding a lot more turns to each battle. And so, yeah, a lot more can potentially go wrong. But, fortunately, none of that went wrong for us. This was a very successful run, and finally I got that ancestral hankie. Like, I think I've taken 2 or 3 runs at this, and... Sorry, I'm a little bit hoarse. I've taken like 2 or 3 runs at this, and this is the first one that's actually panned out for us. Awesome, right? And for now, I'm going to go ahead and goes up almost to level 6. Ooh, he's definitely going to keep that. Ooh, but I think we... Oh my goodness. Yeah, Raj is going to have to sit it out here for a little bit. That is not good. Overall, though, very successful run. A little bit of negative fallout there at the end, but I don't think we could ask for much better. So, what are we going to do next time? Well, let us see here. It's interesting, but actually against my better judgment, are we going to do it? Maybe. Let's see. Do we have anything for our short? Medium? Yes. I guess next time we head to the Weald with our rookie party and see how things go. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. Glad to be back. And yeah, you won't have to wait so long for the next episode. I think the next one is going to be going up tomorrow? Let's say yes. So, until that time, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you then.